Jonathan Beale there at the latest debate in Nashville, Tennessee. Now, schools in England are being given advice on how to prevent pupils being drawn into terrorism and extremism. Teachers are being asked to find ways to discuss the issues with children sometimes as young as 5, and they'll be expected to report any pupils who they...
The government had lent it around £30 billion, but they've now paid back more than half of that ahead of schedule. When we nationalised parts of Bradford and Bingley, it was clear that we would run off their assets in an orderly way and get back as much money as possible, and the money we provided to cover depositors. And the injections of liquidity through the special liquidity scheme that I've just referred to simply allow banks to swap securities with the Bank of England, so the risk remains with the banks and not the taxpayer. In other words, we get our money back.
Railway Museum. Let me just show you the pictures of that, because it is part of his tour, his explanation of that rescue plan, that multi-billion-pound rescue plan, £500 billion in total, the whole of the packages. Apologies, we've just lost those pictures to Swindon. We'll return to them in a moment or two, because he's going out and about to try to explain how it plans to work, this rescue deal, and also what is actually happening, where this money is going to come from, because effectively it is, of course, the taxpayer who is paying. So we will keep across those comments, significant comments from Gordon Brown in a moment or two. But in the meantime, let's go to Reykjavik, because our correspondent...
and so that we actually restore confidence that the jobs and prosperity of this country can be sustained. And I just wanted to say that what Empire and you are doing together to alert elderly people or people with long-term health conditions to what's available to ensure that they can get the heating they want at the price they can obtain if they don't have it at the moment, to get your energy bill down by using the most efficient means of paying for it, gas and electricity. And where we can, we are offering every pensioner household and every low-income household in this country free insulation, free draft proofing. Where we can, we're also offering 50% off the normal bill for insulation and for draft proofing to every other household in the country. So over the next few months, and indeed it will take...
and more from the Mansion House over the course of the day. 23 minutes past 11, a very busy morning again, of course, but let's just get a reminder of the latest headlines. And markets across Europe opened with a series of dramatic falls today. The FTSE, as we heard, is beginning to claw back after being down 10% on it.
And of course, all the British money tied up in Icelandic banks, and of course we've seen that diplomatic row break out between London and Reykjavik over how that has all been handled. And the Number 10 spokesman a little earlier saying that they too were finding it very difficult to access information. The Treasury have sent a team to Reykjavik. They will have talks a little later. Well, I spoke to Clive Myrie in Reykjavik a little earlier and asked him about whether they were likely to gain any sort of reassurance there.
Just been speaking to...
Laureate John Betjeman takes a trip on a train from King's Lynn to the coast.